Yeah, I think. These lots are, lots of. There was another absorption area, I'm thinking, from the beach fields.
So it's my neighbors downhill.
It has to do with the location of the septic tank, of fields and how you have a lot of rock on their side where your watershed extents are in terms of the drainage fees. And there was a lot of detail that went into all of
The original study. Yeah, it showed our area, it would grow. There's that pink area that where all the effluents are coming from all the sides of that.
yeah. Lakes, comprehensive, so on.
And another question I thought is. Everyday maintenance is included in $600, but what if something big, like a tree fall from down? Or, things that aren't that big. Little, is that part of the $600 or something inside? Like you make a break or.
Yeah, I mean, all maintenance has to be included, so anything that happens that's out of control, if you have to system. So they will be responsible for septic district, sorry, not the town, septic district, so the septic district will be responsible for any repairs that are required. Whether they're routine or not.
That's good. The other thing is, right up your alley. Is there any order that you're gonna start looking at all of our properties and getting a good handle on what they are, and then who's gonna be first? Like, how are you, what is there any kind of criteria for who's getting their septic field stuff?
We have not gotten to that yet, so we're probably just gonna get a number at. We'll go from there, we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
I'd like to suggest that we have some fields that totally failing, have been failing for many, many years. And I think we all agree that we should do those first. So
When we do our field investigations, we'll identify properties that higher priority. We'll definitely group some of these project as, some homes for 90 billion, that will be lots of service to the overall community. But we kind of do a few together to involve them help with the or tasks that are required in DOH. So we do them kind of near each other that may help. We have not determined in the order, I just speak.
One little question I've heard along around is, so septic. No.
Yeah, no, we haven't actually gone back on, so we'll get them, you should.
I'm looking to vote. We've got thoughts about things that I think. The methodology is looking at the of that. But it was like sodium. There's a lot of sodium and really good water softeners. Down. And as the language just helps extract any sodium. And everybody's putting it where.
I would say probably not. It's not that designed for that. I mean, it's soluble, sodium is soluble in water. So this is really doing a biological treatment, which is then taking the phosphorus and the nitrogen out through solids, and then the town pumps it, cleans out the solids. And so, anything that's soluble in the water is going to go through. This is going to be a yeah. With the sodium,
Well, you still.
So I know tonight you started the conversation with the motivation being the phosphorus load and like all of that for a lot of reasons. Wildlife being one of them. The other thing I would like to add is that you have a well, you're drinking water. And that's a really good. So collectively, in us doing all these improvements, improves our life and our drinking health.
That's correct.
So that should be the primary. I know in New York City is stepping up because it's their drinking water we're improving, correct?
Yeah.
By not filtering it, by improving where it's coming from. So, but at the same time, we are improving our own drinking water.
Yeah, that's a.
So ultimately, yes, we want to clear a lake, we want phosphorus out, we want wildlife, but at the same time, if my well is embedded into this drinking water, I want it to be clean. So I don't want effluents from someone else's septic system to do my drinking. That would be my biggest primary concern. And the biggest reason why we should be doing this, why New York City is putting their dollars here. And to make our safe, our drinking water and our lives better. That's my take on this. But that's why we should be doing this. We're working on new technology that makes this better for us as we go. I'm done.
Just to add, the effluent of the drinking water can be tested with a simple that's available at the local park.
Anybody else, other questions? Got that, I'll just repeat your question, so you don't.
Oh, okay, the $600, is that just a flat fee for, an indefinite amount of time? Is that subject to go up, or is there something that, says that's the guaranteed, fee for the year?
So the question was, the question was whether or not the $600 fee is subject to increases over time.
Yeah, so initially, no, and hopefully, I mean, these are systems that once they're in, they last a very long time. I don't know what the life is, I mean, as long as you maintain it. And so really, you're maintaining the existing system by pumping out the sludge, right, in the tank. So there is, sorry, that's right, yes. Sorry. So yeah, so the $600 is a flat fee per year. And it's to cover the cost of maintaining the system, and the cost is really the company that's gonna go in and pump out these tanks. There is no other maintenance. Could a tank potentially go bad eventually? I don't think so. But if they do, then it needs to be replaced, but the $600 that we're accumulating over time will hopefully pay for those major expenses. And I say hopefully because I can't predict the future, but the plan is that it's a flat fee and that's what you're gonna be paying for a very long time.
How often do they clean it?
I don't know if we have that statistic yet, but it's, there is the health department with existing septic tanks, they do have
It depends on your usage, but it's typically every 2 to 3 years is when they're telling out when they're recommending. So it depends on your role, it depends on a lot of other factors.
Does the system tell you when it needs to be cleaned? Is it dependent on each home?
No, it's not. It is the same way that you're.
How do you-
tank?
Right, and how would you know regular? So just, all right.
Yeah, I think what's gonna happen is we're gonna have a contracted company to go out and do regular, contracted company that's gonna go out and regular inspections. And, so they'll go down the street and check the tanks if it needs to be pumped out. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I have seen something that said they typically inspect these twice a year on average. So they will be coming around so that, so then part of having this is that you're gonna have access by somebody coming in to take a look at it. The thing that I would add to what Tony said is that they are paying somebody to come look at this. So to the extent wages go up, there is a chance, I don't wanna be quite as sanguine as saying the $600 is guaranteed forever. There are, you know, people have to get paid to come do this, inspection of your tank. And so people costs are part of this, so that might go up over time, but if that's not something that's gonna be, I hope, not a really dramatic wage increase.
So I actually had the same question, but for the future, how long does the price go up? One, and you answered most of it. One question was, what if the cost did go up, what would be the mechanism? Would it be both? Would it be a regulator making a decision? Is some insight on how that decision might get made? And my other question, completely unrelated, would the E. coli problem also be addressed by this technology?
I think, answer the last one first, because it's easy, then I can say yes.
Thank you. For the first part of the question, so we go through a budget process every year. So the town, for example, we own a water district and two sewer districts. So we go through, you know, what the expenses are, what the projected expenses will be, and we'll make adjustments. And that's how you come up with the number, right, with what we, yeah. Building improvements and other present. Yeah.
I'm just curious how can you make this a proprietary system instead of a performance based? Sounds like you're, like everybody's purchasing the same from that manufacturer. The maintenance is going to have to be like that maintenance company who is specifically familiar with that project. Everything I do in government, I cannot do anything proprietary.
Well, the maintenance, what we do with maintenance is go out to bid, right? So. Use your local.
Right.
Correct, this unit is, yes.
I cannot see, that's like the buy American, I mean.
Yeah.
You cannot specify, you can do a performance spec, but. I believe you can, if you're piggybacking on existing government contract, but put one out for, so it's. The system completely needs another.
What else?
I'm just gonna add to that, at this point, I believe this is the only system that, if you said performance-based, it's the only one that takes out phosphorus to this extent and nitrogen. So, while there might be one in the future today, this is what, you know, if you want this performance, it's this product.
Yeah, and also the approval by Westchester County DOH, and other regulators got in there as well, which Westchester County, hackers are a lot. Right? And if you're.
And that's still pending, because we were approving Massachusetts, but in time,
There are other installed in Putnam County, actually, and we are working with Westchester County on that now, yeah. They have some installations of the non-negative phosphorus removal units. But we're working through with them now and including this unit.
So what's the timeline? In terms of implementing all those?
For exactly.
Well, you gotta vote and then.
You said for implementing?
For installation.
Yeah, so we have to go through district formation. Once we, you know, yeah, it goes this one, so right here.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so we'll look at district formation in the spring, design and permitting. And then construction.
Great.
And this is, it's somewhat geared on getting the funding released. We believe it's committed, but we have to get it available to us into the town so that the town is comfortable moving forward. So it's, that's another thing that could affect the timing.
Right.
Great.
All right.
So, yeah, no, I saw it. Okay, one more thing. With the question. I'm the interface between residents and them. So if you have questions, concerns, comments, whatever you send them to the email, LK Septic District info@gmail, and then I will forward them along. So I know we're gonna have more questions than I've been asked, there's plenty more people to ask.
And just to add to that, in terms of notifications that we send out, I did create a, on our website. Here's the contact, it's on the main page, it says, contact me or.
There are QR codes on the back table over here on the way out, if you didn't grab them on the way in, there's a flyer with some frequently asked questions, and then the second flyer that is the QR code, so you can sign up for the email list, so definitely each of those, that's why.
Right, so that way we can send a focused email just to the group, the Kitchawan group. We created another one for future sewer district for like talked about Truesdale. And we have one for one of our existing districts, the Oak Ridge. It works out well, so once we get many names in there, then we'll, we'll be getting email from us, any updates.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
So unless there's any other questions, I just wanna conclude with some points that are important here. So we've been working on this for a while when we I was gonna say DC, but DEP. When DEP paid for the lake studies back in 2021, I mean, in 22, that's when the last something we didn't do, the studies were done, we have to do something, so it's been a few years and we made some good progress with the help of Woodard and Curran, Anthony Catalano, Tia Trade and their team, Emily Mueller as well, project from Meteor, but also of course, DEP, so Vinny is here from representing DEP, the county, where is Billy? Billy is back there, so the county's been very helpful. And yeah, and I think, and DEC as well, we've had many conversations, the Department of Health, our county legislator, Erica Pierce, has facilitated those meetings with the health department. In fact, we have one next week. It's a regularly recurring meeting, and we're gonna be pressing them to optimize this process for us, right, the approvals and the application process. So we have good contacts within the county, the state, New York City, and it's a team effort. And we're hoping that, but ultimately it comes down to the residents who are going to be in the district, and whether they want that or not. Then we have our attorneys, a judge is here, and so we have legal support. And Judge Sievers from Kennedy, I don't know if that was stated already, but yeah, so it's a team effort. A lot of work has gone into this project, and this is the result so far. And we're gonna keep you all posted as things progress. So
Thanks, John.
welcome. All right. Good.
Okay, great.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't be here at 7. I had a meeting with the other district where we have a large project with them as well. Water system, so.